Well, we are now being presented with yet again another opportunity in this space to buy the dip, and it feels like at this point it's never ending. But the good thing is that yes, we are getting the opportunities to accumulate as much as possible. That way, when and if we do start to see some significant price action in this market, which I personally believe that we are about to, then we are going to make a ton of money. Don't take this opportunity for granted. Welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. If we take a quick look real quick at the overall market, it is still in the red. We're still waiting on something to happen. I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit of sideways action into about roughly the middle of the month, with the end of the month being very, very good for all of crypto. And I do believe that altcoins will most likely jump at that time, especially right now as we do really kind of look at Bitcoin. We are still waiting for Bitcoin dominance to drop. I do believe that that is going to happen over the next couple weeks. So we should start to see altcoins really kind of start leading the way. But also, if we do look at most of the altcoin market, guys, it is definitely rough out there. I mean, it is no joke when we really kind of look at this space. A lot of the altcoins in the space are down significantly. We're talking about double-digit figures over the last week, and it's been rough. Altcoin capitulation has been heating up in a very large way. ICP down 14.6% in the last week. And this is one of those altcoins that I keep telling you guys about, because I do believe that this is going to be a very strong winner in this space. I would not mind a 10x from here to roughly $80. I think that that's actually a safe bet. But also, you know, when we really kind of talk about ICP, I want to really address the adoption, the ecosystem, the growth, because right now a lot of people are not paying attention to what is happening around ICP. I talk about a lot of projects on this channel: XRP, HBAR, QNT, Render, so many projects out there, right? And ICP, I recently started to cover heavily because of, you know, the opportunity here. I do think that ICP is offering us an incredible opportunity. And I do think that the technology behind it is also very, very bullish. Now, first and foremost, let's actually talk about the chart real quick. So this is what the chart looks like real quick on the 3-day. Let's go to the daily. So again, very clear path here. We'll most likely come back down to this trend line, probably retest around like $7 and like 35 cents or so, somewhere within that range. I'm hoping that we hold this trend line, because so far we have been holding this going all the way back to July, and every single candle wick here, August 5th, for an example, we even have September 6th. Every single time that the market really kind of sells off when we get these deep liquidity wicks like this, you know, we always tap this trend line, and so far we have been holding it. So I'd actually like for this to hold and for the pattern to play out. And what I mean by that pattern is we have this nice low, higher low, higher low, and I'm hoping that this is also another higher low, because if you actually look at the chart, since March, we've been creating lower highs on this chart. Recently, we have this high, followed by a higher high and another higher high. So we've been trying to break that pattern, and so far the structure for ICP is still very bullish. We still need to break over the recent high back in July, which is roughly like, you know, almost $11. And then from there, we really kind of target the high from March, where, you know, we almost hit $21. So that's the number one thing that we are focused on right now when it comes to the price chart. I am going to most likely be looking into, you know, adding ICP heavily to my portfolio around this range, because I do think that this is going to be a good area to not only scalp trade it, but also, you know, just trade it long term. But also outside of this, let's talk about a few things. Number one, let's talk about the adoption. Break-in: Internet Computer has generated more fees than Optimism, Arbitrum, Avalanche, and even Polygon in the last 30 days. This is very significant, because in the last 30 days, the revenue is up by over 5,800%. Now, a lot of this is because of chain fusion, but also it's the network adoption. Guys, the network itself has been going absolutely parabolic in the last couple, you know, weeks, which I will obviously talk about, but it has generated over $1 million in fees in the last 30 days. Now, talking about that, this is mostly coming from this, right? Big shout out to Dom. We have WoW past 2 million ETH equivalent transactions, and this is transactions per second. And also, if we go over to the dashboard, This was about roughly 2,150,000. Right now we're sitting at about roughly 2,360,000. This is crazy. The network has been on a significant uptrend. As you guys can even see down here, we have total canister stats up significantly. I mean, everything is up significantly when we look at transactions per second. Guys, look at the TPS, over 7,500. And this has only been growing and growing and growing. We could even see the amount of canisters down here. This has been on a significant uptrend in just the last couple of days. I mean, going all the way back to roughly the beginning of September to now. 531,700 to already almost 600,000. That's how fast the network has been growing in terms of canisters, which are dApps and smart contracts. And also, if we go and look at the 3-month, 500, almost like 20,000 to almost 600,000. And this just recently started at like the end of August, beginning of September. So in the last month, the network has seen a significant amount of adoption. But also, outside of this, like I said, Chain Fusion. Update messages to the Chain Fusion subnet have surged over 20.7x in the past year. This growth highlights the rising adoption of dApps leveraging Chain Fusion tech. This is what I mean, right? Like right now, this is what the space looks like in the last week. Like obviously right now, everyone is just saying like, all right, I'm done with crypto. This is just nonsense. We're not moving. Like this is ridiculous. Most of these altcoins are down so, bad in the last like 90 days, which we can actually see that. If we go to the last, 30 days, let's go to the last 30 days and go to the top 500. Now there's a lot of great gains here, a lot of it being meme coins. But if we actually look at a lot of altcoins within the top 500 in the last, 30 days, very significant capitulation happening around the clock for a lot of these altcoins. And it's just insane. But, this is exactly why a lot of people get shaken out at a perfect time in the market to really kind of be focused on, some great opportunities. And as we look at ICP, as we look at the network adoption, the fees, the growth of the canisters, which remember that's dApps and smart contracts on the network. And then when we look at Chain Fusion, I strongly believe that ICP is going to explode. I really do think that ICP is going to be an absolute monster once this market really wakes up. And I would assume, right? I would assume that the market is probably going to erupt by the end of Q4, which obviously we are in. So I would argue probably by the end of this year, this market is going to look completely different. Now, again, I think that it happens this month. I've told you guys on multiple occasions already, if you guys have been watching the channel, that the first half of October, we probably just kind of crawl a little bit. And then by the end of October, just like September, we're going to have a significant rebound in the market and we'll probably start a significant uptrend and break over the previous highs, which is what I'm focused on. But with all of this adoption around, Chain Fusion, around the network, the canisters, everything around ICP, it's leading me down a path to, where we were when it came to hadera, right? When we really looked at hadera initially, and we're going all the way back to like 2020, this is before I even had the YouTube channel, I was looking at hadera and I was looking more so at the growth. And my first buys on HBAR were sub like 4 cents. And I remember HBAR doing well over a 10x plus, and it was because of the tech. I saw the tech, I saw, what they were doing, and I was like, there's no way this thing is not going to be an absolute beast. And the same goes for ICP. When we look at this technology, like when we look at Chain Fusion, right? This is the last 3 months. Been pretty stable for the most part, over 350,000 transactions. This is the all-time as well. Or let's actually just go back to the 1 year. So the 1 year is roughly 2.5 million. The all-time, this doesn't seem to load. I'm guessing that there's not enough data for it to populate. But on the 1 year, 2.5 million. Last 3 months, about 350,000. I do think that with all of these great events that ICP has been pushing, and also I'm going to be talking about something real quick as well that I do think is going to push these transactions as well. I think that all of this spotlight attention on Chain Fusion is going to soon wake this up in a big way. And when you guys look at Chain Fusion, remember that this is building basically any smart contracts with multiple networks. This allows, a full multi-chain future to be realized in. And here we have get the bigger picture, chain key signatures, network integrations, multi-chain tokens, dApps, blockchains, all through Chain Fusion. So anything can be tied in, anything can be connected. You can talk to all these other networks, and this is all through Chain Fusion. And this is something that ICP has created. They've pushed it, and it is definitely something that I would be looking into if I didn't already know about ICP and about Chain Fusion. Do a little bit more research. I'm telling you guys, the tech behind ICP is very advanced for the space. And also talking more so about Chain Fusion, this is the ICP ecosystem within it. Now, yes, there's a lot more projects, but this is the 300 projects that are labeled in the ecosystem. I do think that this needs to be updated because I think that there's a massive amount of project sense, especially concerning how many dApps and smart contracts are on the actual network. But there is some great projects within here that are within the ecosystem, which is a very big thing to focus on. But also, if we go over here to use cases, these are the use cases that you can be tapped in with when it comes to Chain Fusion. Like I said, this is all interconnectivity. This is a multi-chain feature around SoFi, gaming, NFTs, tokenization, DeFi, you name it. But also, when you look at Chain Fusion itself in terms of the actual overview, you can see, the significance behind the efficiencies that ICP does have to offer. And they're also trying to make a Web2-like experience for all users, making sure it's as easy as possible to really kind of adopt and utilize. And of course, this is how it all works and why it is secure. You have the Web2 integration with the compute plus storage plus timers and randomness, then the threshold signing, direct integration, and then decentralized RPC integration. And this is all through the ICP smart contracts, the key management, and then the integration layers as well. And this is with, of course, ICP smart contracts being tapped in, aka those canisters. And this is exactly why we are starting to see a lot of network adoption because of the tech, what they're pushing, the use cases that they have to offer as well. And I think that this is definitely going to grow, especially when we go over here and we see how would you like to leverage Bitcoin with cutting edge tech. All aboard. This is the Chain Fusion Hackathon, $45,000 prize pool. This is going to not only accelerate a lot more building and adoption of Chain Fusion, but it's also going to ignite the network even more. And again, this is why I say, what ICP is doing right now, they're doing an incredible job. Not only are they pushing great products, they're expanding rapidly, but they're also offering onboarding to developers that want to actually build, that want to, win these prizes and actually build out solid use cases. I'm very excited about this. I love these types of events because this is something that I've been noticing with a lot of great projects in the space, especially the top projects. They've been pushing hackathons recently to onboard even more developers. So I think that this is great for ICP, especially with the network being as big as it is. I think that this is only going to grow it even more. Now, also, last but not least, let's go over here. So their leading Korean Web3 adoption hub, aka ICP Hub Korea, is leading with Korean Web3 adoption with standout projects like PiggyCell, which is charged to earn. We also have Save the Life, which is AI healthcare, Sela Network, which is decentralized data, Nebula 3 GameFi, multi-chain gaming, and then also Your Data, which is data ownership. These are great projects. If you guys did want to go read about them, you guys are more than welcome to. But again, like I said, the network is constantly evolving, constantly expanding. This is very, very, very clear when you go and actually look at the dashboard and you're seeing the transactions per second, you're seeing the ETH equivalent transactions that just continues to grow. And I'm very excited for the future of ICP. I really do think that we're going to look back at some of these videos, some of these, prices as well that we see in the space. And we're just going to be, in awe that we had the opportunity to, buy some ICP and some of these projects at these prices. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because of more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.